Hi everyone, and welcome to this SmartHRMS explainer. Settle in and get comfortable, because today we are taking a really detailed, unhurried walkthrough of the SmartHRMS ecosystem. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by that sheer volume of spreadsheets, constant compliance updates, and messy daily attendance logs that make up human resources, well, this explainer is just for you. We're going to break down exactly how SmartHRMS takes a tangled web of HR tasks and transforms it into one clear, unified process. Let's dive into this. At its absolute core, SmartHRMS is your entry point to a fully integrated payroll and HR management system. And the real philosophy here, it's all about integration. Instead of having one isolated program just for payroll, and then another completely disjointed app for employee attendance, and a totally manual process for government compliance, SmartHRMS brings all of those elements into one seamless ecosystem. So, we've got 4 key areas on the agenda today. First, streamlining administration. Second, direct government compliance. Third, ScanOnTime tracking. And finally, the e-services app. All right, section 1, streamlining administration, which is really the HR foundation. Obviously, before any employee can clock in or apply for leave, the back end has to be flawlessly set up, right? Well, this system is designed to make the daily life of an HR administrator significantly less complex. Here is the basic logical payroll processing flow. It starts simply by creating or updating an employee record. Then you tag them to a specific shift and salary. And actually, this step is incredibly powerful because the system handles the auto-calculation of overtime using your defined shift blocks and multipliers. It's a huge time saver. After that, you update any specific allowances and finally, generate the payslips. It's just a clean, linear pathway that naturally guides you from start to finish without getting lost. But honestly, the magic is really in the details of that very first step. When you're setting up an employee, the system has all these built-in administrative safeguards. For example, when you type in an NRIC or AFIN, the system actively validates it. If it's entered incorrectly, boom, the saved record shows red indicator. It also precisely differentiates between local, permanent resident, and foreigner status, literally tracking the exact date someone gets their PR status. You can upload staff photos directly to the profile. And probably the biggest thing for your peace of mind, it proactively generates alerts on your notification page when a foreign worker's permit is approaching expiry. It really acts as your administrative safety net.
Moving on to section 2, direct regulatory compliance and seamless filing.
Now, keeping your internal records straight is only half the battle, isn't it? The other half is reporting them accurately to the regulators. SmartHRMS not only handles direct API submissions to the CPF board and to IRAS for your IR8A AppNetices tax forms, SmartHRMS also files directly with MOM's APEX server. This means absolutely zero manual file handling. You are not downloading messy spreadsheets to your desktop and trying to re-upload them to a government portal. It talks directly, system to system. The workflow for this direct APEX submission is literally just 3 secure steps. First, you're redirected to log in with your company's Corppass credentials. Second, on the APEX permission page, you just click Allow to authorize SmartHRMS to submit the data on your behalf. And third, upon a successful transfer, CPF, IRAS, or MOM returns a direct acknowledgement, giving you a summary of the submitted details, confirming receipt. It ensures total accuracy, timely filing, and absolute completeness. Now section 3. Let's look at modern attendance capture. So we've seen the back end. Now let's explore the employee's physical day-to-day experience of logging attendance. Besides seamless direct connection if you are using Avalogic's biometric devices, SmartHRMS has another option. Employees can use their phone to take attendance real-time. Notice the synergy between the ScanOnTime mobile app and the physical Bluetooth beacon device. Just place this discrete Bluetooth beacon in your office or at your work site. It acts as an invisible, highly secure perimeter. And for the employee, the user interface is just incredibly simple. When they open the ScanOnTime app, they are greeted by this massive, clear blue button that simply says, Scan Now. There are no confusing menus or complex navigation to figure out how to clock in. It requires just a single tap on the screen to initiate the attendance protocol. But behind that single tap is a really rigorous 4-step verification process. First, the employee's smartphone must physically be within a strict 2-meter radius of that Bluetooth beacon. This is absolutely crucial. It guarantees the employee is actually physically on-site and not just clocking in as they pull into the parking lot. Second, they open the app. Third, they undergo facial authentication. Finally, the attendance is securely recorded and synced instantly back to that HRMS. That third step I mentioned is your final security layer. When the employee taps Scan Now within that 2-meter beacon radius, the app prompts them to take a quick selfie. The app conducts facial authentication, instantly cross-referencing the live photo with the employee's initially registered face in the system. This entirely eliminates the classic problem of buddy punching, where one employee clocks in for another. It is fast, frictionless, and highly secure.
Finally, Section 4, the e-services dashboard, bringing us to employee self-service. An employee's relationship with HR obviously goes way beyond simply clocking in and out. They need to check their leave, view payslips, submit claim, and manage their own profiles. So the crucial point to understand here is the distinction between the tools provided to them. The ScanOnTime app is hyper-focused. Think of it strictly as your digital punch card, dedicated entirely to location-based daily attendance. But for everything else, general self-service tasks like applying for leave, viewing claims, accessing performance appraisals, or downloading tax forms, employees use the SmartHRMS e-services portal. Think of this portal as their personal HR filing cabinet. Let's take a slow, measured look at the actual e-services interface here. From this really clean, mobile-friendly dashboard, via web or app, an employee has immediate visibility into her HR life. Right there under Quick Access, she can apply for leave, view a leave calendar, pull her latest payslip, check her tax forms, update her profile, or even read the company handbook. And just below that, the system clearly displays her annual leave balances, breaking down what she's entitled to, what she has applied for, and her remaining balance, complete with nice visual bar charts for her consumption history. It totally empowers the employee with direct knowledge, which frankly stops them from constantly having to email HR for updates. Consider the hours spent manually calculating overtime, cross-referencing messy attendance sheets, or stressing over preparing government compliance surveys. Is your current HR workflow this seamlessly integrated, bridging everything from complex back-end compliance right down to the easiest steps? If the answer is no, well, it might just be time to rethink your foundation. Visit us at www.avlogic.com or email us at sales@avlogic.com now. Thanks so much for joining me today.